Hey guys, welcome, welcome, welcome. Waiting for our guest to come on, Erica Danielle. We are going to be discussing essential oils and how they can help in supporting healing, revealing purpose, and attracting and sustaining healthy relationships. So we're gonna have my girl Erica Danielle on a little bit later. She's also known as Mac_Aroma. So come on in, come on in. Hey guys. Hey, hey. Hey Sharon. Hey Sammy. Thank you, Nick. How we feeling today? I mean, I know there's a lot going on, but I hope everybody's doing their best to try to stay positive. I know I am. I've been doing a lot of praying, a lot of meditating, just trying to keep myself centered, especially like as an empath. I take on a lot of different energies, so it's been a rough few days. But I hope everybody's staying positive. Go ahead and let me know in the comments what you're doing to kind of stay grounded and rooted in this time. Hey Erica, okay, I see Erica's on. So I think you have to send me a request, Erica, then I can add you on so we can get going. This is not gonna be one of those 2-hour lives, those are just out of control. No, this is gonna be short, quick, easy, fun, and then we'll just kind of go from there, okay? Alrighty. Hey, Erica!
Hey!
Hey, boo!
How are you?
I'm good. How are you? You look beautiful as always.
Thank you, and you do too.
Thank you, darling. Can you hear me well? I just want to make sure it's my first time ever doing anything like this.
Yes, I can hear you just fine. I was actually on my other page, so I was like, let me
get on.
Let me get on the right page.
Yes. Well,
welcome.
Hear you.
Thank you.
Okay, good. All right, so I'm just gonna give everybody a little rewind of what's going on today. So for those of you who don't know me, I think you do because you follow me on Instagram. That's why you're here. But I'm Chiquita Afluenu, and I am a divine femininity advocate. And I just want to have different spaces online and hopefully in person very soon when the world gets back in order, where women can just come together and speak about all things being a woman, everything love, relationships, healing, purpose, prosperity. And today is our first edition of Womanhood Wednesday. So every Wednesday at 3:33. Why 3:33? Because 3 is my favorite number. I'm a life path number 9, and 3 + 3 + 3 = 9. So every Wednesday at 3:33, I will be highlighting practical tools and strategies that can help support healing, reveal purpose, and attract healthy and sustainable relationships. And today we are going to be discussing essential oils with my girl, Erica Danielle. Erica, we've known each other for a few years now. It's been about 3-4 years since we've known each other. I met you at the very end of 2016, very beginning of 2017, because you had come to Liberia for the first time to visit. You and my other soul sister, Atiris, came to visit my other soul sister, Marcel. Yes. And that's when we kind of started our journey. And I'll kind of get into that as the conversation goes on. But go ahead and tell the people a little bit about yourself.
Great. Well, hey, everybody. I appreciate everybody that I'm seeing in the comments showing love, and I appreciate that. For those who don't know me, my name is Erica Danielle, also known as EMAC. That's one of my nicknames also. And I've been teaching about essential oils for quite some time, probably about the same amount of time that I've known you, Chiquita, because right before I went to Liberia, I got into essential oils. Now, they've been one of the things that I consider to be something that I use in my tool belt of healing, because we know that healing is a process, and sometimes we need different tools for different things. And I feel like essential oils are just one of those things that really help to lift the vibe, which I think we all really need right now.
Definitely.
Lifting the vibes, lifting vibrations, promoting healing, whether it be physical, mental, spiritual. And so I'm a really strong advocate for essential oils because they're 100% natural. Another thing that I am heavily involved with, I consider myself to be a womb warrior. So I'm really into reproductive health, specifically for women of color, because we have so many issues that pertain specifically to our community, but just in general, right? We're all women, we all have a womb, emotional health, hormonal health. So those are all the things that I'm interested in today. And I really just want people to be educated about essential oils. And, you know, if that's something that they feel like in their heart that they should utilize, then I want to be here to provide that for people.
For sure, for sure. And you were the very first person to really introduce me to essential oils. I mean, of course, I had heard of them before, but I'd never used them. And, you know, I just really thought that it was like divine timing that I was going through such a tough time. You know, I was in quite a deep depression during the time that we met. And you were able to introduce me to essential oils and womb massages and things like that. And just spending time around other women that really helped to heal me, like spending time with you, Atiris and Marcel. It really helped to heal me. And now I use essential oils as one of my tools in my healing course, my How to Heal from Heartbreak course. And that's all because of you, because they were really, really, really able to help me out. So I'll kind of go over some of the ways that essential oils has helped me with like healing, revealing purpose, and like relationships. But I kind of want you to just like get into the meat of it. Like, tell us how you got into essential oils and, you know, tell us how you became who you are today because of essential oils.
Well, I'll do the brief version.
Sure.
But actually, so in 2011, I actually had fibroids. So I had to get a myomectomy. And so for those who don't know what a fibroid is, it's basically a tumor that grows on the uterus. Similar to cysts, they can be benign. Many times they are benign, but they cause a lot of havoc. And so that was the moment where I was like, wow, I had a tumor growing somewhere in my body. Like it was frightening to me, but also just a really big sign that I needed to take care of more of my spiritual health, because we know that physical sickness is a manifestation on the spiritual realm first, and then it comes down to the physical. So that was really the beginning. And then I met a whole bunch of women healers that specifically work with reproductive health. And that was sort of like my gateway into all like many different healing mechanisms that one can use to just really just keep up, you know, I mean, like maintenance is what I'm saying, right? Because we all need a certain level of spiritual maintenance. You know, we live in a crazy world, especially now. So then I got into, actually, I'd always really been attracted to essential oils, but I didn't really know everything that I know about them. Like when we went to Liberia, it's a funny story, but I had a whole thing of essential oils that I brought with me to Liberia, and I lost them.
I remember.
Yes,
it was a tragedy. I remember
yes, it
that.
was tragic. I was like, I can't believe that I lost. These like precious jewels that I wanted to bring to Liberia that I couldn't. But anyways, I feel like that started my journey. That started my reproductive health journey, which then led to my journey with essential oils. Okay. And they really just served to keep, they've really served me well. I'll say that. They work. They're not, you don't have to sell them. They kind of just work on their own. Mm-hmm. So I'll go into what I really want to talk about today is like what they are and how you can use them.
Sure.
And I think that would be great.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I just have a question for you. So you said that you had been introduced to essential oils. Now, what was like, can you tell us about maybe like your first experience with them? Like what it was like? How did you first come to realize that, wow, like these things actually work or they actually have an effect?
For sure, for sure. So I brought some with me. So this is my very first bottle of essential oils. It's the Balance Oil by doTERRA.
Favorite.
And yes. This is the very first one that I got. And I'm going to be like a YouTuber a little bit and like do that so people can see. So this oil changed my life. You know, the first time that I was actually introduced to it was through Marcel. We were doing our young women's group training at Wilkie Farms. Me, you, Atiris, and Marcel. Sidebar for those who don't know, we were mentoring some high school girls at the time, and we did a workshop with them. We did a retreat with them, and I had gone through some drama with my ex like the night before, and like I was just like a mess, like just a mess. And I was in the room by myself crying. I was meditating, I was crying, and Marcel came in and she took some of this balance oil, and while I was crying, she just rubbed it on my, because I was laying out, you know, just like laying out, like praying, meditating. She rubbed it on my chest, and I just remember like just inhaling the beautiful aroma of this essential oil, and it really helped, like no lie, to just be able to calm me down and balance me, just like it says that it would. And I remember asking her after, like, what did you rub on me? And she was like, you know, this is what it was. And she gifted this to me actually, and I used it ever since, you know. So whether it's rubbing it on whatever chakra might be going through issues at the time, whether it's the heart chakra, whether it's the throat chakra, I use it a lot for womb massages as well. And then sometimes you just need a little boost. And when you need a little boost, you just drop a little in your hand. Let me get a drop. Can I get a drop? Okay, drop a little in your hand, rub it together, and you just inhale it. And it's just like, life has begun. So,
I love
that's
it.
just one of the many ways, you know, that this really helps me out. If you need a quick little boost, go ahead and do that. Other than that, like I said, massage it, put it on your body, diffuse it, boom, gets the party started. So that's my take on it.
I love that testimonial. That's such a good one. There's so many, right? There's a
So
lot.
many, so many.
So I feel like what you're speaking to is kind of like the effects that essential oils have on your body, right? A lot of people consider essential oils to be plant medicine, right? Because that's what they are. They are derived from plants and trees and different parts of the plants and the trees. So basically what essential oils are is the plants, the natural defense mechanisms that plants have, right? So when we think of a plant, you know, they're rooted, right? They have lots of roots that go into the earth, and, you know, to protect themselves, they have to be able to protect themselves naturally because they can't get up and move, right? So they're rooted. So basically essential oils are the part of the plant that contains all the medicine that protects that plant and enables it to grow freely and be protected from different insects and, you know, to thrive, right? It's like the immune system of the plant, if that makes sense, right? We all have our own immune system that helps us to filter out toxins and things like that. So essentially, that's what essential oils are, right? Natural aromatic compounds. That's why when we smell them, we get such a wonderful effect, right? Because we have olfactory senses in our nose, right? That connects to our brain, right? So that's why when you have your diffuser going, you're just like, it feels so good because it affects your brain and affects your cells in your body, okay?
Right.
Also, essential oils are very concentrated. So as you know, they're strong, right? So there are a lot. So for example, peppermint. I think I have some peppermint here. Really what I've been using lately is eucalyptus.
Okay.
And that, if you guys don't know what eucalyptus is it's very good for the respiratory system, right? With the whole C virus going on and just like promoting wellness and open up the airways. This is one of them that I've been using. But anyways, a lot of essential oils are actually teas. Well, they're not teas, but you can find a peppermint tea also, right? There's peppermint essential oil and a peppermint tea, right? But essential oils are much more stronger. So they're about 50 to 70 times stronger than the dried leaf, I would say. Okay.
Nice. Okay. Well, that's good to know.
Yes. So they're very strong. And I have to, it's almost a disclaimer sometimes because not every essential oil you can put on your body. Some of them, like oregano, they're considered like hot oils. So they can actually burn. Which means that you have to just dilute them down with coconut oil or grapeseed oil or any type of oil that you have instead of putting it on directly. So that's why they do require some education. Like if you get them in your eyes, if you put them on your hands and get them in your eyes, that can be problematic. It won't kill you, but it's just so you know how to properly use them.
Right.
And so the reason why they're effective, right? So you kind of spoke about how, you know, you just put them on, they work immediately. I actually gave some to my brother and I mean, you know, he's open to a lot of things, or, you know, he's not opposed or skeptical, but he was like, what did he say? He said, that was the most relaxed basketball game I've ever played. I guess he had put Wild Orange on, and he was like, I was just so relaxed. I was just so relaxed. And I was like, yeah, well, that's what they do. They relax the body. So it's like an immediate effect. So that's what I love about essential oils, is because it's immediate. It's not like you're having to wait for it to kick in or wait for it to work. It's pretty immediately works. And the reason why it immediately works is that it penetrates the cell membrane. Okay. So they work at the cellular level. So the cool thing about essential oils is that one drop, let's just say this drop of lavender, right? This is lavender right here. One drop will service the entire body. Okay. So yes, so all the cells in the body, that's how powerful they are. And that's why they can serve as such a powerful healing tool, is because they can directly affect the cells. Now, when you take medicine, it doesn't, or say you have a virus or something, right? This is why the cold virus, right? You kind of have to just let it play out, right? Because it's a virus, and like usually the medicine doesn't penetrate the cell membrane. You just have to let it play out. But essential oils actually do penetrate the cell membrane. I remember being in Liberia, and I remember one of our favorite oils, and this is me, Marcel, and Tears, was tea tree oil, because that got us through mosquito bites, and all kind of things that that really just are minor annoyances. But it's like once you have something that really works well, you're just like, I can never go without this. Like I can never be without tea tree oil. I just can't. I need it. I need to have it. Yes, Satiris. I know. Yeah.
I remember that. And Satiris was always like, just put some tea tree oil. No matter what was happening to any of us, just put some tea tree oil on it. Like, just like, like
pimples, bites, whatever. And also there are minimal side effects, which is awesome, right? Because it's like, you don't have to deal with any side effects. Like they're pretty safe if you're using high quality essential oils. They're really safe, so you don't have to worry about, you know, any type of side effect, right? I mean, they do affect the body. You know, these are plant medicine, so I can't say that some won't affect you more than others. You know, you might have to find the ones that work for you. I'm not a doctor, and I'm not prescribing anybody anything, so
I
can
so definitely agree that. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, that was pretty much all I want to say about that. I was just going to say that the unique chemical structure of them is what allows them to work so well.
Okay. Yeah, no, I was just going to say that they definitely do work immediately. Like this is another one, Breathe, that Marcel
That's
gifted
Marcel's
me as well.
favorite.
I love this one. I mean, it's so good because for me, who, you know, I have like issues with my sinuses and stuff like that, this is another one that I just breathe in. And I also like to rub my body down with this one. I'm so talking about healing, you know what I mean? If we're talking about how essential oils can be used for healing, it's a great way. I know when Corona first started out, like I was feeling like a little like, you know, I was like, like my chest was feeling kind of like tight, and I was like breathing a little weird. And I'm like, I can't have Corona. Like, no, that can't be what's going on. So I just took a little bit of this and I combined it with some like CBD rub that I had, and I just rubbed it into my chest, you know what I mean? Rubbed it into like my upper back, you know what I mean? Inhaled it, like I said. And the next morning I woke up, that tightness I did it right before I went to bed. The tightness was gone. I was breathing perfectly fine the next day, you know what I mean? So it really does help. And I like to also add like peppermint and lemon to like hot drinks or teas. I love to do that as well when I'm feeling a little under the weather or just need to kind of like balance out or chill. I like to do that as well. It brings a lot of good healing to me. So they can be used in a few different ways. I took some notes. I already mentioned womb massages, which, like I said, you introduced me to. And, you know, for women who are suffering from like cramps, you know, bloating, you know, if your hormones are just kind of feeling out of whack, this is something that I've started to do because I've been having quite a few issues with my cycle within like the past like year, like just being 34 and like my cycle just changing up out of nowhere on me. So I'm making sure that I'm doing womb massages 3 times a week. I'm making sure like I'm dedicated to that. So if anybody's interested in learning more about womb massages, hit up Erica. She's the one who taught me. So she's the one who has all the information on that. And like I said, aches and pains as well. If I'm feeling like a little like achy or whatever, just take some essential oils, rub myself down, and it just like loosens up the muscles. It's absolutely amazing. So is there
Love it.
anything that you can recommend? Now, when you said something about your brother wearing the, what was it? Sweet
Wild
orange?
orange. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
wearing
wild
that
orange.
during
Yeah.
basketball practice, it kind of went off in my head. I'm like, yo, if he passed by any chicks after that situation, I'm sure they were like, what?
You smell so
You
good. The
smell so
pheromones.
good, boy. And honestly, that's another way. That's a way that essential oils can be used to attract a relationship. That's one way. You know, for me, like when I'm going around in the day, I barely ever wear perfume. I wear perfume like when I'm going out, like a dinner, like a special occasion. But if I'm just going around like during the day, I usually just dab a little bit of like essential oil, like back here, you know what I mean, back of my neck. So if you're walking past somebody smelling like one of these essential oils, boy, that's definitely a way to to attract someone. And then also like aromatherapy can be used too, like for couples. It can really help to set the mood if you're putting some essential oils in your diffuser. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Maybe you're getting a little massage going between you and your partner. You know what I mean? It can just, you know, it can help things to ignite. So there's a few different ways that essential oils can be used to make your life pop.
Yes.
So
Of course. And I think part of that is just they have the power to change up the vibe. Like it's, you know, when you put on your diffuser in your room or something like that, it just changes up the vibe. And that's what they do because they vibrate high. So we know, like for those of you out there, and somebody did ask what oils to use for womb massages, and I don't want to forget that question. But before I answer that question, they vibrate very high. So they have a very high frequency of vibration. So that is why you're kind of saying, oh, well, you can wear essential oils as, you know, maybe a topper on your perfume or something like that. And I feel like the reason why that is because they are just pure in that way.
right.
Also, you talked about a few different ways to use them. So topically is how you're deciding to rub them on your body. And I have a video on my page about marjoram, the oil that I'm using for my heart space right now. And that is encouraging more connection to the heart space, more connection to your desires. So topically is a really important, well, I would say it's not really important, but it's a really common way that people use the oils, putting them directly on. And that is
Right.
totally safe as long as it's not a hot oil like oregano or something like that, because you'll find that it burns.
Right.
But you can use them like for like a lot of people have nail toe fungus. It's really effective for that, tea tree oil. So topically is definitely a powerful way. And you, like you said, on your chest, the ears, your wrist, your back, down your spine. And then the other way is that you also mentioned with the tea is internally.
Yes.
So that means that you can actually put them in your teas, but you want to make sure that you have the right oils. So
Right. Right.
you can do that with every single oil out there. I recommend doTERRA, and that's what I sell. So because I know that that's pure and 100% organic. So I can put that in my body. I don't have to worry about any like warnings that tell you not to use the oil internally.
Right.
And then the other way that we spoke about indirectly, but is aromatically, right? We already talked about that, but just inhaling or diffusing, putting that drop in your hand and like inhaling like that can just change up your day, change up your mood.
Totally.
So I'm right there with you on those things. Love it.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad that you mentioned some questions because I was hoping people were going to ask.
Someone asked about womb massage oils, and this
Yes.
is another thing that I want to make clear about essential oils is that it's something that you can use your intuition with too. So, you know, we all have instinct, we all have intuition. If you're drawn to a particular oil, like then that's probably the oil that you need to be using. And it doesn't have to, it could be tea tree oil, even though tea tree oil is usually known to be antifungal, it still has a lot of different healing properties that can work on the emotional level as well. So you just kind of have to figure out what you're drawn to. But one oil that I use for my womb massages and my castor oil packs is, do I have it up here? Clary Sage. I just got this and I'm so happy. This is Clary Sage, and Clary Sage works on the hormones. So when I think of
Ooh,
the womb, I think of making sure that your hormones are in balance, making sure that the energy is flowing in that area, right? A lot of us have painful cycles, things like that. Somebody says Serenity is my jam. Yes, I love Serenity.
that's a good one.
So yeah, Serenity is an amazing oil as well. So for me, with when it comes to the womb, I'm thinking about hormonal balance and all of these things and circulation. So specifically clary sage is really awesome for that. You can use anything though. You can use lavender. I have bergamot. There's so many things that you can use. Patchouli, vetiver, like there's so many things. Somebody said, what
Nice.
can you use for headache? Peppermint oil is really good.
Yes.
Lavender.
Yeah, I use
Um,
peppermint oil for my headaches.
yes.
Hmm.
So I just want to put that out there because there's so many different types of oils. They have so many different types of properties, but they also do vibrate on different levels. And what I mean by that is some oils are um, good for grounding and putting you inside your body, if that makes
Hmm.
sense. So
Hmm.
usually those specific types of oils are derived from the roots of plants, right? Not the flowers, not the leaves, but the roots, right? And those, that makes sense, right? Because we're talking about the roots and then we're talking about grounding. So if you're having a lot of anxiety and you're feeling outside of your body, then you might want to work with a grounding oil. Balanced oil is a grounding oil, right? Because it brings you back into your body. Now,
Hmm.
if you want to if you want to use oils derived from flowers, like lavender is derived from the flowers, right? I use lavender on my throat space because it's about communication. A lot of people don't know that, but you
Hmm.
can use it in that way. So.
Okay, awesome. I saw somebody mention something about skincare. I personally, I like to add tea tree oil to my masks when I do a clay mask. I like to add that in. They're also good for spot treatment. Depending on what brand of oil you're using, you might want to mix it with the carrier oil, like Erica mentioned, coconut oil, grape seed, something like that, for spot treatment. And then also, I like to add lemon essential oils into my masks as well for dark spots because I tend to have a lot of those. Makeup is doing well for me today. But I
Mhm.
like to use the lemon oil for that because it helps to fade dark spots. Is there anything else that you might recommend for that, Erica? Or
And Marcy, I see your question also. Skin. Well, what I do with skincare is I actually have a little concoction that I made. Let me see if I can find it over here. But I actually add essential oils to what products that I already use. So, for example, this is like my regular face lotion.
mm-hmm.
And sometimes I add lavender or lemon to that. Lemon is lemon is great for the skin, but the only thing about lemon is that it can cause burn, so you want to make sure that you're not using lemon
Okay.
like in the morning. Like lemon is something that if you're going to put on your skin, use it at night, because the sun caught when the sun hits citrus, it kind of makes things lighter for some, or yeah, it makes things lighter and it can actually cause burn. So you just want to be careful if you're using citrus oils on your skin to not
Right.
use them during the day.
Okay.
And
Good tip.
lavender also, I think that's actually what's in here is just lavender and lemon because those are the ones that I really like for my skin.
Okay.
So
Cool. Somebody had asked, can you put them in baths? I mean, yes, but go ahead if you have anything specific that you'd like to say. I know that you are a big spiritual bath taker. So,
just recently though, just recently actually I started taking spiritual bath. I took a lot of baths all the time, but really setting the intention for a spiritual bath is something that is new to me and it's been so amazing. And if you want to use essential oils for a spiritual bath, I definitely highly recommend it. Um, you can use you can use about 10. It depends on how much water is in the bathtub. But if you're just running a regular bath where you're not going to be submerging your whole body and your whole head, then, 6 to 7 drops is usually good because I definitely put more and it's going to be too strong,
okay.
because the oils really work. They're very powerful. So you don't need a lot. And then if you're trying to fill up the bathtub to really submerge your entire body, that's what a spiritual bath is. You can do renditions of it or whatnot. You can burn a candle. You can set your intentions. You can say prayers and add your oils, right? Because another thing about the oils is you can use them with intention. which I recommend that you do use them with intention. But for example, when I'm working on my heart space, when I dab that marjoram on my heart space, I say, I forgive everyone and I forgive myself. And that's my intention for using that specific oil. So
Right.
bottom line is definitely use them in the bathtub. I already have my essential oils by the bathtub. My mom uses them. So it's just kind of like, yes, definitely.
Okay. All right, cool. Somebody's asking where to buy and what scents. You know, this is we're talking about doTERRA today because of Erica. This is not sponsored by doTERRA in any way, shape, or form. But I mean, if you have some other brands that you might want to, I don't know if you would, but where to buy
Yeah.
and which scents.
So what you guys need to do is buy them from me. Um, and you can purchase, I sell doTERRA, so you can purchase them from me. I'll show you how to get them. And really that's the point of why we're doing this today, is if anybody wants to get oils, then I want to help you get them. There's a couple of different ways you can purchase. No, you do not have to order every month. No, you do not have to become a seller. So those are just some of the things that I want to put out there. You can just get the oils that you want, because for me, this isn't about money. This is about healing and for people having what they need, you know, to live a better life and to live less stress, especially Black folks. We have a lot going on in the world, a lot on our shoulders right now. There's a lot of stress. So I just want to provide people something that they can use. So do not buy them from the store. Do not get them from TJ Maxx at the little, don't get them from there, because first of all, those aren't real. And they have other things in them that dilute them and make them not organic. So they're not all created equally. So I will say that.
Thank you.
Um,
Thanks for sharing.
Also, I did want to answer Marcel's questions
Yeah,
about what do
go
you
ahead.
say to, so basically Marcel says, what do you say to people who find this to be silly or made up? Chiquita, what would you say to those people?
Um, You know, for me, it's so, I like this question because for me, I'm just in a place where I feel like people have to have experiences, right? Because even with me, you know, the fact, you know, when people that know me know that I'm a woman of faith and, you know, I've surrendered my life to the Lord. And, you know, for me, it's like, it's an experience. Like the reason why I decided to surrender my life to the Lord is because I had a special experience with Him that, you know, that was genuine. It was, and it was authentic with everything, right? So, ooh, Erica, where'd you go? It said you left. Okay, well, I'll continue answering the question. Hopefully, we'll get her back soon. So, it's an experience. So, definitely, you have to try it out on your own and go in with an intention, just like Erica said. If you're hoping to achieve balance and you're using an essential oil that said that's good for balance, set the intention that your life or whatever situation that you're going through at the time will become balanced after using this oil and see the effects. Like, definitely don't knock it until you've tried it. That's what I'll say. Um, Somebody had asked, is lavender safe for topical? Yes, it is. But once again, just like Erica said, it depends on the type of the quality of oil that you're using. We're talking about doTERRA today because we know that it's a high quality premium essential oil brand that that can be used. So read the labels, understand what's in it before using it on your skin. And it's always safe to use a carrier oil when you're going to put oil on your skin. So coconut oil, grapeseed oil, something like that. Okay, let's see. Okay, yes, we answered the headache question. Oh, thank you. Somebody said we both look gorgeous. Any recommendations for back pain? Okay. So for me personally, you know, when I have aches and pains, I like to use Balance. This is the oil I like to use, and I usually rub this with some sort of rub. So whether it's Vicks Vapor Rub, whether it's shea butter or like a CBD oil, I like to use this and rub it on wherever the pain is. Peppermint oil is also really good. Eucalyptus oil is also really good. A brand like this, or one of the choices like Breathe, this has peppermint and eucalyptus and other oils in it. So something like this might be good for rubbing on your body. But when Erica comes back on, we can ask her if she has any other recommendations. see. Any other questions? Okay, somebody wants to know more about lavender and the communication. Okay, we'll wait for Erica to come back on for that. Okay. Marcel said no, doTERRA only, LOL. That was funny. Okay, somebody said doTERRA is the best they've tried. Nice, thank you for that. I heard doTERRA is safe for ingestion. Yes, but it depends on which type of oil it is. And, you know, you'll have to look on the labels. It'll tell you whether or not it's safe or not, depending on the oil. Okay, good. Let me get Erica back on. It says waiting for email. Hey.
Hey, I don't know what happened, but I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thank ya.
So I was trying to keep things steady while you were away, but we did have a question. Somebody wanted to hear more about lavender oil and communication relationship. So I guess the relationship between lavender oil and communication.
Well, I have a whole video about it on my Macaroma page. Okay, but essentially, that gets into how essential oils basically work with healing. So I'll kind of tell you briefly about how essential oils work to heal the body. Okay, so there's 5 stages, and I'll talk about the stages, right? So first one is they assist in healing the physical body. So like right now I burn myself, and so I've been using lavender on it because that's a physical, you know, problem that I'm using the oils with, right? So that's one way they work. The second is they assist with healing the heart space. The heart space is the most powerful space that we have in our bodies, along with the womb for women. So it assists when healing that area and clearing it, because as we know, healing, well, as we may not know, healing is about releasing and also receiving, right? In order to heal, you have to release things to let things in. Okay, so it's kind of like a cycle, right? And also with healing, there's a bunch of different layers that have to be worked through, right? Especially if we're talking about trauma or something like that, right? Underneath trauma, there's a lot of different emotions and feelings, whether that be hopelessness, whether that be anger, frustration, right? So all of these different layers of trauma that in order to heal and go through the process of healing, you kind of have to unfold all of those different layers, okay? So that's where the cycle of release and receive. It's kind of like when you are trying to work on maybe like a limiting belief, right? You have to address the limiting belief, right? For example, if it's like, I'm not worthy or something like that, right? If you believe that you are not worthy, right, you have to release that, right? In order to have feelings of worthiness come in, you have to release, okay? So the essential oils help with that. So the heart, they help release limiting beliefs, and they help to increase spiritual awareness and connection. And the 5th thing is they help inspire the fulfillment of our life's purpose. So for people that, I kind of want to go back to the answer that Marcel was talking about, like how do you kind of, you know, for people that are skeptical about something like essential oils, you don't want to tell them that they work to heal the heart and they work like that's probably not where they are with the oils yet, right? Because they have to know that they actually work on the physical level first. And I think you just really just said it perfectly, Chiquita, which is you have to have a certain experience with the oils to know. And that's why when you have the experience, it's really easy to like know, because you've had that experience. Either you had something in your diffuser that you really like, or you put oils on and you felt differently. So that's really the only way to you know, kind of get at the skeptics, you know, give them some oil, tell them how to use it, and you know, go from there. And also just know that it's not for everybody. It's okay if people aren't drawn to essential oils. Maybe this isn't their form of healing on their journey, and that's okay too. But for those of us who are on that journey, it's great that we're trying to learn more about it.
Okay, thank you for that. So we'll just go ahead, and we have 2 more questions, and I think we can just kind of wrap up after that. You know, if anybody has additional questions, please feel free to reach out to Erica. She is the one that has all of the knowledge, all of the know-how. I'm just the vessel. I'm just the medium. Okay. So we saw, I had a question that asks, what is a good oil for meditation and what is a good oil for sleep?
For meditation, it really depends on what your goal is. So like I said, for example, like I might use something like patchouli or vetiver if I'm trying to ground or balance. If, you know, if I want clarity, then I'm going to use lemon. It just depends on how you want to feel. And a lot of times it may not even be about what you want to feel. It just may be about bringing a centered, you know, feeling to yourself, bring groundedness to your practice. So in that case, then you would just want to use them with intention. You know, it doesn't have to be like, oh, which oil am I going to use? Does it have, you know, it doesn't have to be that specific.
Right.
Go
Okay.
with your intuition, go with your instincts, and use what you feel like is right to use at that time. Because what's right for one person may not work for another person, or may not be what that person needs.
Right.
So I have so many things that I have so many different essential oils, and I just pick ones that I'm feeling, you know, pick the ones based on how I'm feeling at the time. You know, if I need to be lifted up in my mood, then I'm going to use citrus oils. If I need to be grounded, I'm going to use grounded oils. So just know that you also can do that. And somebody also mentioned candles too. You can put them in your candles and let them burn. You can put them in your humidifiers where they have a space for it, because you can't put them actually in the water because it will mess up the machine.
Right.
But those are all the different ways that you can use, and just be open and just use your intuition.
Awesome. Okay, great. Yeah, I'm glad you answered that candle question. She said that she doesn't have a diffuser, but I highly recommend getting a diffuser. My diffuser is my boyfriend. Like, I can't live without my diffuser. Like, I left mine in Liberia and I was here for like 2 months without it. And I was like, oh, like a drug addict. And I just ordered one. So super excited to have it in my life. It's amazing. I mean, diffusers, just get one. It's where it's at.
Yeah.
So I'll just kind of end by saying, I just want to talk a little bit about how essential oils can help you to reveal purpose. Now, like we said, it's an experience, right? So it helped to reveal purpose in me specifically because of platforms like this, where I'm promoting essential oils and how they helped me personally through my depression, through my heartache, you know, I mean, through my tough times, and how it was able to just lift me. They were able to lift me in an amazing way. And I do recommend that my clients who I work with in my course, I recommend that they use them too. I have ones that I recommend, but then if I come across, if I'm doing some research and I come up with something, I'm like, oh, well, try out this new one that I saw. So that's how it helped reveal purpose in me. I don't know if you kind of want to touch on that, Erica, or not, but that's perfectly fine. But I just thought that that was worth mentioning. If not, then we can go ahead and wrap this thing up if you have any last words.
Yes. Well, thank you for putting this thing together. I had the pleasure of taking Chiquita's class on how to heal from heartbreak, and it was very fabulous. I loved it. Great information on there. And really, it's about women reclaiming our power, really stepping into who we are supposed to be, right? Because when we think of heartbreak, we think of things that are holding us back from being who we're meant to be, you know, and we all are born alone. We will die alone. Yes, we will. But not that that has anything to do with relationships, but what I'm trying to say is what our relationship with self is the most important one.
Totally.
And I think that when we get around other women who are doing fabulous things, it definitely lifts our spirits, right? Feminine energy lifts the spirits. Okay. Yes. So with that, also, I'll just say that, yes, if you guys are interested in getting doTERRA, please reach out to me. I will help you go through the process of getting them and trying to help you figure out what you can get. I'm happy to do that. There's many people here that I've helped get oils actually in the comments. So, you know, I'm here to help you. I'm here to be of service to you. Also, if people want consultations on womb health and womb healing, please reach out to me. I've done a lot of healing around the womb, or I would say healing, yes, healing, but also taking my time and my dollars to learn as well. So I have a wealth of information about that, and I'm ready to, you know, lead this womb healing that we all need to be a part of and need to do.
Yes,
so
for sure.
with that said, you guys need to really check out Chiquita's class.
Thank you.
And please follow me at Macaroma. I have another page also that I'll put in the link, but I'm trying to post on there just things that, you know, are relevant. And if you guys have questions or comments or want me to talk about something, that would be really helpful. So please just DM me. And thank you so much for being here today and
so it's
supporting
Mac
us.
underscore, so Mac, MAC underscore aroma. Okay, so that's where you can find Erica. Erica, thank you so much for being my very first guest on Womanhood Wednesday. And we'll keep in touch as always. Guys, if you have any questions or comments, you know, feel free to DM me. If there's anything that I can answer, let me know. I'm always here to help women move to their highest vibration, their highest frequency, their highest level. That's my purpose on this planet, and I love doing it. So reach out to me anytime. Erica, thank you again. I love you. And we'll talk soon.
Love you too.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
Bye, everyone. I'm going to save this thing. How do you save it? I don't know how. Oh, people are still on. Yay. Thank you. Thank you for coming. I'm hoping that they're going to give me a save option after I end this. Wish me luck.